Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday, TLC Tuesday. Here we go. I've got Kimberly here, 90-day HEA. What's up, girl?
TLC Tuesday. Do
Yeah.
do 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 do. Happily ever after? Question mark. No, they're not. Boop.
Thank you, Kimberly. That's our new theme song. I'll be stealing that from you. No TM. No TM.
Fine.
Okay, so you guys, if you listened yesterday, Keisha and I on Mugshot Monday covered season 4 of 60 Days In. Now, this is a recommendation.
You
by
started
Kimberly.
it?
Kimberly, we started it. We talked about you a lot. So if your ears
Oh,
were
God.
burning, yeah. At first we were mad, but then we worked through our feelings. But she and I did not discuss it on text. We did not discuss it at all. We just got on the recording to have all our feelings be real and raw. And our initial feeling is, why does Kimberly hate us? She's setting us up for failure. So Keisha and I started watching it, and we decided immediately, are we mad at Kimberly? Do we hate Kimberly? We worked through our emotions as we went through the process and decided it's going to be good.
Okay. Say that again. What?
No violence.
You've seen the show before. We watched the season. Also, you watched Love After Lockup. There's plenty of violence on it.
But we don't see just people in prison taking each other into the room and just beating the shit out of each other. We don't see the people pulling them down in the main area, just boom, 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 and kicking. It's upsetting.
Okay, but do you like the concept? Is Keisha interested at all? Like, she would never do it. I know, because she couldn't have her lashes.
No, we decided we would have snitched day one. Day one, we would have given the signal, put our hands behind our heads, and said, "We out." Day one.
I don't know if it's this season or not, but one season the jail floods with toilet water, and
oh no.
Yeah.
We did see that there would be a fire. There's going to be a fire.
Okay. Yeah. There's lice outbreaks and just nastiness. But I didn't realize there was sad news about one of the people when I recommended this season, but one of your listeners posted it in the Facebook group, and I had no idea. It's very sad news, but I did not know that when I picked this season. But I still think this season is really entertaining.
Okay.
Just wait.
Well, what I said to Keisha was, I said, because Kimberly and I covered it one time before, I said, I know the premise, and I know that as we go, we will get to know the people more that go in, and we'll also get to know the inmates more.
Yes.
Each of their personalities. Like on this first episode with Nate, he had a buddy that he was buddies with quite a bit. And we're like, okay, that guy seemed fun. So let's get more about him. And then we saw a guy that had dreadlocks that sat down with Matt, the preacher. And he goes,
yes.
Yeah, I'm in here for a big charge. And he goes, and the one guy goes, it's not for something weird, is it? Like, God, I hope I don't have to shank you, man. It's not for something weird, is it? Yeah. He's like, no, it's just fraud. It's just fraud.
And Matt's the one whose son is in, right?
He's a great dad. We decided he's definitely trying to beat the gay out of his kid. That's what he's hoping is going to happen. Yeah. Immediately we're like, oh, okay. Now we see what's happening here. He's a terrible person. Do you think that's what's happening? Because he's like, my son. Soft. My son is soft. I was like, oh, so you should put him in
now
prison?
That I am remembering the son does seem soft or a tiny bit less than masculine.
He's a substitute teacher, and he says that after he went to Brazil on his mission, that he has more liberal views, but he still considers himself a Mormon, but he has more liberal views now. So we're like,
the L word.
The
dreaded L word, which is even worse than lesbian.
This is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be tied for the preacher. God, I really hope you like it, and I hope that you would consider even going back to other seasons, because there's one with a teacher who is the creepiest individual ever seen on TV.
Oh,
And there was one like outside clip that I saw of him at his house, and he had all these like heads, like mannequin heads, but also like pottery heads.
that's
And
the season you and I covered.
is that the season we watch? And he would like
Yes.
brush their teeth and
Yeah. He
try
was
to
like an
kiss them.
artist. He was like an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You and I covered that. I don't know what season that was and why we did it. Did we just do it on Patreon for fun?
I think we
don't.
did it on Patreon for fun for my podcast, maybe, or was it for your podcast?
I
Or was
really
it for-
don't. I really cannot remember.
Can't remember. And he went in really cocky. That's the best, is when someone goes in super cocky. They're like, this is going to be easy.
Yeah.
I've dealt with way worse.
Yep.
And then they don't last 2 days. And
And
they
there,
cry the whole time.
I think that was the same season where the one guy was like super cocky and he ended up in solitary a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I think he faked some sort of intestinal
Yes.
blockage to
Yes.
get to be sent home.
Yes.
And then he said that it was just real. It was a medical emergency, but it was really because he was terrified.
Yeah. I remember all of that. So I don't know what season it was, when we did it. Maybe I'll look in the archives
Yeah.
and figure that out. But anyway, guys, so that was yesterday. That was Mugshot Monday. Keisha and I
Okay,
covering
I'm
that.
so excited. Now I know what I'm doing for the rest of the day.
Okay.
Listening to you
I was
guys.
just starting to listen to it, and listen, it was upsetting, but we tried to make it funny. So we're hoping we're not going to see any more beatings, but there were quite a few on the first episode. Quite a few people getting beat up for their
I'm sure it'll
commentary.
taper off. The beatings will taper off.
I'm
That's
sure
what they say about prison.
Yeah.
The beatings taper off after the first couple days.
Yeah, it just gets better, never gets
Yeah.
worse.
Mhm.
But listen, speaking of things that don't get better and just get worse, we've got 90 Day HEA season 9, episode 15. You're not a kid anymore, Dorothy. So
What another Dorothy? Oh, well, it was on Seeking Sister Wives. We had Dorothy.
you're not in Brazil anymore, Dorothy. Yes. mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, let's start with Brandon and Julia, and we finally get the scene of Brandon crying on his kitchen floor like Madison does on Love is Blind. You'll see,
Yeah.
everybody. You'll see. It's coming up on Wednesday.
Or like a housewife from a 1950s cartoon. He
Mhm.
just slumps to the ground and just
Mhm.
starts wailing.
Yeah. mhm.
So Julia is cutting Brandon's hair in the bathroom.
Nice.
And then at this point, Betty and Ron let themselves into the house with their key instead of knocking.
Just carrying a bottle of booze like always.
Betty brought wine as a gift, but let's be real, she always has that wine in her purse. I don't know if that was actually a gift or if she just was like, oh yeah, I brought wine.
She pulled it right out of the
as
back
a
seat.
gift.
For me. Yes.
You know those the tumbler, the Stanley Cup purses, or like a water bottle holder for hikers. She
Yes.
has one of those, but
Mhm.
for wine, and
Mhm.
it's like a crossbody wine
Listen,
carrier.
no shame in her game. No
No.
shame in her game.
Also, if that doesn't exist, TM. So Brandon tells them we're packing up because we're going to Europe. I quit my job. It's serious. And Betty says, oh my Lord. And she puts her hand on her head. But the second she lets go, the floof comes right back. It's like that Teflon poof that just, it's like this. And then
Well,
it's like, boop, back up.
yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like my dog's
so-
hair. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Betty and Ron say, you guys haven't thought this through. You don't really have a plan. And then Ron is being a total dick. And he's like, I can't believe we spent our lives teaching Brandon to act logically and responsibly. And this isn't our son. And then they say, we're disappointed in you, Brandon.
Well, I think the whole idea is he quit his job, but they don't have the money from the apartment yet.
That is kind of irresponsible. Yes. Or
It
very
is.
irresponsible. Yes.
And I don't know if this is all for show and this is not true, because where would they get the money to just go to Europe with no plan if they,
right.
because even if she sells the apartment, I don't know how it is in Russia. You don't get the money the next day usually.
Right. Maybe they're just going to rack up credit card debt.
Maybe they're using that sweet, sweet Matt Sharp money.
There we go.
Yeah.
So Brandon says, "You know me." And they say, "We thought we did." Just like, okay, Susan Lucci, calm down. This is
Totally.
too much. You know me. I thought I did. Okay. So Brandon says, "You know, I wouldn't take a risk like this unless it was totally necessary for my marriage." And the seriousness of the conversation is undercut slightly by his shirt with the flamingos on it. It's hard to have a serious conversation with flamingos on your shirt.
It is.
So they say, "When are you leaving?" And they say, "In a couple days." And so of course they're mad they didn't get told sooner. And they're like, "We're telling you now." And Julia says, "This is enough. You need to step back out of our family." And Betty says, "We're all family. And if you think we're not family, maybe you should go back to Russia."
This is where I'm like, all right, you took it one step too far, Betty, because I was believing this
Way
whole
too
situation, and now I don't believe. I think it's all fake now. Yeah.
It does seem like acting. But then later, when Brandon's crying, I was looking for real tears because I do not believe he's a good enough actor to have real tears. But he was covering his face with his hands a lot and being like, and that's pretty easy to do. Even a toddler can do that and fake a tantrum. So maybe fake, maybe all fake. So Ron says, "Julia, you put a wedge between us and our son. Because your grown-ass son isn't listening to your advice."
He's 31 years old.
He could do what he wants.
Yes.
You may not agree with it. That doesn't matter. He's 31. So they say to Brandon, "And you're letting this happen. You of all people, did you forget about the family?" So very like, you know, off him now? You know, bump him off? So I taught you better than that, Brandon. And Betty says Julia still has his ear. And I understand she's his wife, but we're family. And I was like, okay, but you were so good at the beginning of that sentence. She's his wife.
Right.
She should have his ear. And Ron says they have huge issues and running away to Europe won't help. That I do agree with. They are for sure trying to be in vacation mode, which is when there's no problems in a relationship. And that's not going to fix this. So Ron says, what do you think?
Well, I was just thinking, like, are they getting enough money for this season where they're like, okay, we're each getting $10,000 for the season. That's $20,000. So
yeah,
that's how much I would make in 3 months. So why don't we just go on a vacation for 2 months? And they told me I could have my job when I get back, you know?
Okay, yes. If they say you could have your job when you get back, that would be fine. Yeah. But it's not like he has a ton of skills. I don't know. He was an exterminator, and I don't know what he's doing now. So,
I don't know what job he quit. Was he an exterminator?
Right.
You know, I don't know. Yeah.
If he's trained to be an exterminator still, then he could get a good job. But I don't know if he was ever that trained to begin with. I don't know.
But we don't know. I mean, he is 31. If he's been doing it for a long time. I mean, let me tell you what, the exterminators that come to my house, they really know their stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
But Brandon, I remember we would see him crawling under the house. And so I kind of felt like they gave him the shit jobs. But they have to crawl under the house. It's a hard job. Yeah. Maybe he does know what he's doing. Maybe it just doesn't seem like he's very driven to me. He always
I feel like if you went to school, got a degree in like etymology or whatever it is where you study bugs and then you because some people do that. I mean, the guy that runs the exterminator company that we've used for years, he has literally like 2 degrees in like bugs. He's so interested in bugs.
I love that. I do not think Brandon did that though.
But we just don't know.
We just don't know. We just don't know how smart he is or how not smart he is.
Right.
Or how driven he is because Betty's always smothering him. Right. So it's really hard to tell. He could be way smarter than he appears. So just because he didn't know the monuments in Washington, D.C.
Listen, I live there.
Don't know the Washington monuments. Yeah.
I know the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ron is like, good luck. And Betty goes, have a good life. And they start to walk out of the house. And Brandon says, you're leaving? And Betty says, what else should we do? You're leaving. Oh, okay. And then
Sure.
Brandon sits on the kitchen floor dramatically for some reason, which people just only do in the movies because
Yes.
why kitchen floors are gross.
Yes.
And I don't think they keep a clean house. They've talked about it. And they have all those dogs and stuff. And Julia doesn't like to clean. So he says, it's just constant fighting. And I feel like I've lost my parents. And he starts crying. And
Oh,
Julia, so not emotional, just deadpan, which does make me think this is fake too.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, we have to fix our relationship first. And when we get back, we will work on the relationship with them. And he's like, what if we can't fix our relationship either? I don't know what to do. I just want to go back to the way things were before, which is another thing people say in the movies. And
Yeah. Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
what time period are you talking about? Like before you met Julia, or when you guys were living in your parents' house and Julia was miserable and cried every day?
Mhm.
What time period are you wanting to go back to?
When you were at the, therapy island, and
Right.
that did look fun. They got to go in the pool, and
Yeah.
we
Watch all
saw
the
that
other couples drama.
we saw that tattoo she has across her groin area. That was interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or what'd she say about that? She said that she got that.
Natalie told her that she put on weight.
Oh, yeah, Natalie
Um,
asked her, "Are you pregnant? Because you look fat." That was nice.
yeah, so that's
Yeah,
good times.
that was
Mhm.
good times.
What
Um,
was the tattoo?
it was, like, across her, it's, like, below where you would have a C-section scar is all I can explain it to you,
Mhm.
and
Uh-huh.
she had it across there because she wanted to get a tattoo, but didn't want her parents to see it, and it's, like, the name of a band.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was, like, a band name that she was, like a groupie for. Yeah.
That's Julia. That's hilarious.
Oh, okay. Well, they're dramatic. So, speak dramatic, Darcy and Georgie. Now,
Yeah.
if you don't think these 2 are trying so hard to get on Last Resort,
L
then you're not paying attention
Absolutely.
because that's what we're
Yep.
doing. That's what we're doing here, everybody. That's what
Yep.
we're doing.
Mhm. Even
So
I
we
figured that out.
I have it, like, in bold later letters here somewhere down in my notes, but Darcy and Georgie, so she's cutting onions, and she's whatever. She's pretending like she's crying, but it's a trick. No, she's cutting onions. So Georgie comes in and goes,
Much like, when we think someone's banging, but
"Yes,
they're actually, like, exercising.
yes, yes." So funny. So, Georgie comes in and goes, "You crying for no reason?" And she goes, "I don't cry for no reason. It's usually because of us, Georgie." And in the talking head, she goes, "Yeah, it's been a few days since the D word was mentioned. And, with Georgie, we're just ships passing. It doesn't feel like a marriage. And of course, I don't want her to file for divorce. I want to fight. I want to fight for the marriage." So he says, "What are you making?" And she says, "I'm making your favorite bucatini. Go ahead and get things ready for the chopped salad." But then it seems like he just sits down and starts eating a chopped salad. I was like, is this not a salad that you're sharing to go with the pasta? He just
Right.
starts shoveling that salad in. And so I don't know if they're making their own dinner and that was his dinner, whatever. I was
Hmm.
confused. So she said, "So, how was your day at work?" He goes, "Why you care? You never ask." She goes, "Well, I was just trying to talk, but if you don't want to talk, that's okay. That's okay." And he says, "No, I'm just tired of being your punching bag." And she goes, "Listen, I take accountability for my actions. I'm sorry I left Bulgaria with Florian and Stacy. Are we to believe she and Florian and Stacy got on a separate flight? No,
I mean,
absolutely they did not.
Elizabeth did of Elizabeth and Andre. She left him
With the kids.
with the children.
Yeah, she sure did. She goes, "I was hurt.
And
I was
it's
hurt."
Darcy and Stacey are like children.
But I
So
mean, they were
Florian
all
had to babysit them the
but they
whole
were all
time.
ready to go to the airport. They were on the same flight. So she says, "I was hurt. I was hurt in Bulgaria, but I apologized for the other night saying the D word, saying the D word. And I want you to take accountability too. Okay." And he goes, "You know what, Darcy? I'm just numb." It's just, I understand. So the talking head, he says, "I'm upset about her behavior in Bulgaria. And then she bring up divorce in front of my friends. And that made me more uncomfortable and it hurt. And I hear her apologizing, but she does this all the time. And I need to see actions and not words." So she says, "You know what, Georgie? I'm going to try to listen to you more, more like you need me to. And I'm going to make you feel loved and respected. And I felt like we made a lot of headway in Bulgaria. Do you want to plan a life together with me?" And he goes, yeah, sure, yeah, plan a future." He goes, "But I need actions and not promises from you." And she goes, "See, we can get along. We're speaking kindly to each other. And I want to talk about our future too. And we need to try harder for each other so it doesn't keep snowballing." They're in a talking head together. And he goes, "There is love between us, but hard to find a way to talk about it and connect." She goes, "We need to dig deep and find a way out of this space." To which I wrote, "Hello, we get it. You're trying to get on last resort." Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Also, why is she the one who keeps apologizing here? I understand she was a mess at dinner and shouldn't have done that. They also should not have gone to dinner with friends if they were in a huge fight.
Mhm.
But because that's uncomfortable for the friends.
Yep.
But Darcy's the one who fucked up in Bulgaria by
Yep.
all of a sudden having these secretive travel plans and saying that he's saving up money and wants to
Georgie's
buy.
Georgie's the one.
Sorry, Georgie's
Yes.
the one who wants to, buy something there and, like, did not include her in that, and then so, like, they're both wrong, but he's acting mad now so that
Yeah.
she apologizes, which is
Yes.
super manipulative.
Yes. And for her to say, I'll communicate with you and apologize the way you want me to and all this. I was like, mm.
I don't like that.
All right. So now they're packing to leave Miami to go to New York for Fashion Week because, their fashion brand, House of 11, got invited with two other people to be part of Fashion Week, which just means they're like the opening band for another opening band, is
Right.
what it means. They're the opener
Mhm.
for the main show.
Yeah.
But they said, she's like, "Remember last time you were in our fashion show?" And they said, "Oh, oh, oh." We see Georgie, and she goes, "Remember you
Also
walked?"
that
In his hair, his black flowing hair.
he looks like Nandor from What We Do in the Shadows. I don't know if any of your listeners get that reference, but it's
Mhm.
spot on,
Oh,
and
that's
I
that's
forgot.
that like Comedy Central show, What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, where they're vampires,
Yes.
and they're one of the vampires has very long hair and also deadpan like that.
Yeah.
It's
Well, she makes
it's
fun of it, and he says it's because he has something big between his legs. She's like, "Yeah, I know. Ooh, ah, yeah."
okay.
So they're gonna go before they go to Fashion Week. They're gonna go see her dad and her kids. It's nice. Forgot about those.
Hmm,
Her kids.
yeah.
They're gonna go see them in Connecticut, and so her daughters are both in college now. And even though she left before the other one went to college, and
Mhm.
they arrive, they greet the dad and the girls. I spent 25 to 30 minutes trying to look up that coat she was wearing. And, it
The
is
fur
not
coat?
it is not a coat that Louis Vuitton makes, I'll just tell you that much. 'Cause
Okay. It all
it was a stamped Louis Vuitton monogram coat.
uh,
There is a jacket that is similar to that cost on the resale market $9,000.
yeah, that's not real. She
So
doesn't
s
have that.
and that's not the coat that was seen, nor does that coat
Mm-mm,
exist. So,
no.
just letting you
But
guys
that
know.
fake fur coat took up half the van. I can't believe that Georgie could even fit in the van next to her because it goes crosses the aisle and goes into
Yes.
the next seat.
Crazy. So, she greets her dad, she greets the girls, Aniko and Aspen, and they're like, "No, we haven't seen our mom in a few months. We haven't seen my mom in a few months. Like, she came for the holidays, but, Georgie didn't come with her. He couldn't get off work." And I am concerned because we do know, Aniko does have OnlyFans, and I do feel that she has taken a right turn to, Turkey to
Oh
get some
no.
surgery. That's just my
I didn't
opinion.
notice that. I thought she looked the same, but I didn't look that closely.
She looks the same, but there could be some slight tweaks is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Okay. And by the way, I'm sorry if you're watching on YouTube, the light keeps changing in this room because I don't know, there's like a ball of fire in the sky that I haven't seen for 3 days, and I didn't think it was gonna be, um, coming in. Maybe that's better, but woo! I'm just like, "Wow, what's that?" Okay, so if it's backlit, sorry, I'm not gonna do anything about it. So they talk about their trip to Bulgaria. It was great. Got to meet his family. And then for some reason, the girls are cooking in the kitchen, but Georgie and Darcy come in to take over.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that. But Darcy just out of the blue says, yeah, I was thinking like our lease is up in Miami. So maybe we'll put everything in storage and come back here for a bit. Miami's expensive. And Georgie's like, what? And Dad goes, huh? And
Nope.
and Georgie goes, we're married, so you'll need to consider my opinion. He has a full-time job. He's the manager of a spa there.
Yeah. And
It's-
also, you didn't have time to discuss this with him ahead of time because he's always working. You drove or flew from your place in Miami, so you had plenty of time to discuss it.
Right. And she goes, I don't know, Georgie, I have no time to talk to you. You work 7 days a week. Come home exhausted. Go to bed. And the talking head, Georgie goes, where the fuck is this coming from? She's being so hypocritical because she's the one who says I never think about the future and tell her my plans. And here she does this.
Yep.
So the dad, who I love, goes, Darcy, no. Mm-mm. He said, at this point in our lives, we need to be separate because it won't just be you and him because next thing you know, Stacy and Florian will be right behind you. So straight up, no bullshit. Your husband needs to take care of you. You need to take care of him. It's a marriage. You need to create an environment and for both of you.
I am too old. I
cannot.
deal with, no.
And you cannot. Mm-mm. And the talking head, Georgie goes, I don't know. Like she makes these decisions. She does these things. And then I feel lonely in the marriage. Stacy and Florian arrive. Today's the day of the big show. It's a big show.
Big show.
And Florian and Georgie are dressed
like twins. It is the day of the show, y'all. Sorry. Best in Show. No, that's Guffman. Waiting for Guffman. Sorry.
Well, also, why are they in New York City if it's the day of the show? Why are they? I understand they're only like an hour away, but why are they there? Why are they in New York at a hotel preparing for this show?
Yeah. Do they just have so many assistants that can do everything for them? I feel like.
Who's prepping the show?
Who is prepping? You should be there. You are the designers or the owners of the company. At least.
Florian and Georgie are dressed alike, which was funny. And then Dad's like, hey, before you go, meet me in the office. Girls, meet me in the office. So the talking head, Darcy, says her dad was diagnosed with cancer and they have to, keep a brave face with him. So that could be one of the reasons that she wants to move back there, to be with her dad.
Yeah, that's fine. Talk to your husband about it before you bring it up in front of the whole family.
So they go in the office and Darcy and Stacy are now in totally different get-ups, totally different outfits. And they keep talking about today's the day of the show. We're going to the show. I was like, well, your hair looks like shit. So did you not brush it? Like, did you not?
Right.
This is not what they normally look like when they're going for an appearance.
Yeah.
We've got glam. We've got glam at the show. So they talk about Bulgaria and she goes, yeah, we were in Bulgaria. Things were great. And then they got worse. And Darcy goes, the problem is I think he plans things and he doesn't include me. And Dad
goes, you just did that in the kitchen.
Right. And Dad's just looking at her like, where did I go wrong? I mean, first of all, he's looking at those faces of people he doesn't recognize. And he's going, where did I go wrong? What happened? So he says, he goes, when you copy me on your text or email to drive him to do the things you want him to do, that's not okay. I don't want to be involved. You're adults. You've got to learn to not put me into your conversations. I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We see Georgie and Florian out there shoveling, and in the talking heads, Stacy and Florian recount the story of the money and the socks. So funny. Florian's up. He goes, I don't know. It's like Darcy says her feet are cold and she go in there, get the socks and whoop, there's some money. Stacy goes, yeah, it's crazy. Hide money in socks. And we also know that Darcy was not going to get socks because her feet were cold. She was going through his shit. Okay.
Yes.
So Dad says to her, you were a sugar mama. Okay. You knew this was going to happen. Don't say I didn't tell you so. I told you this was going to happen. And when I told you this was going to happen, you said, Dad, I can handle it. Your whole relationship is an argument. I was married to your mom for 15 fucking years and all we did every day was fucking argue. Mm-hmm. It's miserable. And you're now at that point. And if you want better, you both need to work on it. The two of you need to talk. And they go, Dad, you think Georgie's in it for life? You think he's a lifer in it for life? And he goes, no.
No, he just said no.
No.
He said you were.
No. He goes, no, I think he has a different agenda. You need to find out what he wants. But what you need to do, Darcy, is figure out what you want. And she's like, oh my God, thanks, Dad. Okay, so they're asking about, is he in it for life or whatever? And then in the talking head, Darcy says, listen, I know my parents argued a lot. And my mom was really hurt all the time because he was gone all the time for work. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I see the pattern repeating here. He's always gone for work. And I'm getting sick of it. It's like, yeah, but he does come home at night.
Traveling. He does come home at night. Yeah.
I think Papa Silva was gone for like months at a time to China.
Yeah. Also, I just can't. Her dad is like literally has cancer. Why are you bothering him with this? Why
I don't know.
Even include him in that text?
That's can you imagine if I sent Dave a text, my husband?
Yeah.
And said like, hey, remember you're supposed to put 2,000 in the account from your paycheck. I put my 2,000 in, you didn't put your 2,000 in. And then he just didn't respond or whatever. And then I sent the same text to my dad and my husband and said, remember you're supposed to give me the $2,000. Dad, my husband's not giving me money.
Insane when you even put it like that. That's even crazier.
I think my dad would be like, I think she meant to send this to somebody else. She sure as hell didn't mean to send it to me.
It's insane.
Die. So they get in the van to go to the fashion shoot and they're like, doing it big. Let's go. Let's get the party started. We're doing it big. Let's go. So they're in the car talking and they're like, yeah, the show's at 8:45. Yeah, we should have left earlier. Yeah, should have left earlier.
Yeah.
Show is at 8:40.
You might be late for your own show.
Show is at 8:45. You should have been there at 8:45 this morning.
Yes.
It is dark outside.
It's dark outside.
Stupid. So then Stacey.
You're not a guest at this show.
And you're wearing the stupidest outfits ever. Darcy's like, you like my headband? It's fur. No, it's not. Okay. So then Stacey is talking in the car about, yeah, we had to have a conversation with Dad. Had to have a conversation with Dad. Yeah. Dad was concerned about how Georgie is with money. And, Dad was saying, do you think Georgie's in it for the long haul? Completely throwing the dad under the bus as if he was like, get in here, girls. I've got shit to talk about Georgie. It's not what happened.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, of course I'm in it for long haul. Why would then I take her to Bulgaria if I was not? And he says, my family doesn't think it's short term. My family thinks it's long term. And I've never said one bad word about Darcy to my family. They love her. And I think that's true. I think he kind of like really sugarcoats it.
Absolutely. Instead of, because he knows his parents are old, he doesn't want to burden them with it.
Worry them. Yep.
What Darcy is doing. The exact thing she's doing to her dad.
Her sweet dad. He says, Darcy, you only tell your parents about the bad things. You never say like the good things. And Stacey goes, yeah, well, you know what? I think you're just hiding money, Georgie. So one day you can leave. Stacey, why are you being such a shit stirrer?
Can we talk about how insane it is that you're having this conversation in front of your sister, period, and your sister's husband, who is in a tux, and you are in the car on the way to the biggest event of the year for your company.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Florian looks so nice. He keeps going, oh wow.
He's giddy because there's drama. He loves it. It doesn't involve him, but this is not normal. None of this is normal.
None of it is normal. It's too much sharing. It's too much togetherness. And then she goes, you know what? I just think you're hiding the money. And then, don't waste our good years, Georgie. Don't waste our good years. And Georgie goes, actually, I think I'm wasting my good years.
Yes. I died. I hackled. I cackled. I had all of the hackles. I was up in my cackles. My hackles were cackle. I was a jackal. I loved it so much. I was like, go Georgie. And I don't even like Georgie, but that was perfection. Well, chef's kiss.
When I tell you, Florian is like, oh,
burn.
And he looks over at Stacey. He's like, oh, no, okay, not funny, but oh.
I think he wanted to high five Georgie.
Yeah,
I think he honestly was like, yes, bro.
And Darcy starts
So
going,
funny.
yeah, 50, fabulous. Yeah, 2 kids, started my own company.
Snatched.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Snatched.
snatched. Yeah. Stacey's going, yeah, F-A-B, fab.
Oh my
And
God.
Darcy goes, you know what? I'm very powerful on my own, actually. And Stacey goes, look, if that's your secret plan, just go ahead and tell us. Don't waste her good years. Go ahead and tell us now. I'm like, he's going to go, you know what? That's my plan. You
Yeah.
know what?
That's what I'm saying. She
You
would
figured it
still
out.
stay with him. That's the thing. He could be that open and honest with her,
Yeah.
and she would stay because you just had the dad saying, "You're a sugar mama. You know that you are." And if the money was gone, he would leave you.
Where
Like
does she even get the money is the freaking question.
House of 11? I don't know.
No.
Didn't Keisha see someone in the wild wearing a House of 11 shirt?
She
It was
did.
someone in like 1,000-Pound Sister or
Mhm.
something?
It was. It
So
was.
maybe they sell. Maybe they do okay.
I bought something from them before, but I can't remember what it was.
But she did say the rent was getting too high in Miami, which
Well,
makes me think if you're a
Ye
television star and you can't afford, I know Miami's expensive,
super
but
expensive.
you're on TV and you co-own a fashion brand, like
I mean, you should just do
you should be doing
fashion
okay.
brand. Yeah. Yeah. It's a Whitney Rose, Salt Lake City, Alibaba situation. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not
Yeah.
stuff that they're designing and they don't, it's all smoke and mirrors, you know?
Yes, I can totally see that. Yes.
And the talking head, Florian and Stacey, he goes, it's very strange to be honest with you. Like one day it's good, one day it's bad, and then it's one night I'll divorce you, next day holding hands like we. And Stacey, I don't know. And then Stacey goes, you know what? She just needs more than a half-ass husband. That's what she needs. Okay? Okay.
He
Um,
needs a sane wife. They both need things here. Then they're not going to get them.
no. All right. Let's move to Andre and Libby, Jovi and Yara, Lauren and Alexi. Now, I was calling them the Sexy Six, but I did have a listener write and say we should call them the Floridiots.
Yeah, that's much
Which
better. I
I think,
knew we could do better.
yeah, I'm just
I was
so
thinking
bad
the
at that.
Miami married monsters. But
They
no,
don't
we
live
should
in
have had
Miami.
Amy Archer to come up with it because she's really good at those. But the Floridiots is perfect.
They live in Tampa, Miami, and Hollywood, Florida, which is
It's
the same
perfect.
as Miami.
Well
So
done, listener. Good
well done,
job.
listener. If I can find that DM, I don't know how to find DMs when they come and, okay.
Yeah, it's
So
very
it's
difficult.
very hard. I tried to look it up, by the way. I looked up Flor, Flor, thinking it would pop up, and it just kept giving me Florian. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I already know about him. Okay. So we're still in the hot tub where we left him. And Jovi's like, I didn't mean to upset her. Like, I meant no harm by it. And she's walked off. She's talking to production sheep, meaning Yara, about like he shouldn't talk about my appearance. So he goes off to find her and he goes, hey, listen, what I did last night, like I didn't mean what I said last night, like I didn't mean anything negative. And she
It
goes,
doesn't
Jovi,
matter what you meant.
and he never really apologizes. And he
No,
keeps doubling down on his point.
My intention was not that. But your result was that. That's what matters.
And he keeps doubling down like, but what I said was true. Like, stop.
Also, he keeps misremembering what he exactly said, the words that he said, which were bad, ugly, worse.
Yes. And she says, she goes, Jovi, I can't choose how I look when I'm born. He goes, all I was saying was you look better now. Again, stop. And he goes, I never said like you were ugly or anything.
Yes,
And
you did.
I think you did. And she goes, look, everybody knows right now I'm beautiful. Okay. She goes, I think I'm beautiful.
Yeah. Good
And
for her.
she says, but before I was not. And when you bring it up, it bothers me. And he goes, look, I'm just saying you look better now, which doesn't mean you look bad in the past. You said unrecognizable, sir.
You said bad and worse.
Yes.
Hers are the worst pictures.
Worst. And she goes, right, but there's no reason to talk about that. And he goes, I love you and I'm sorry and you're beautiful, which is just, that's it. That's all you need to say. That's it.
And he kind of mumbles them too. He can't even I'm sorry. Also, two things.
Yes.
He needs Elizabeth to tell him to go comfort his wife. That's
Yes.
one thing.
Uh-huh. Mhm. Oh,
Balloons.
okay, balloons.
He literally Elizabeth is like, maybe you should go check on her.
Mhm.
Also, when he walks up to her, he's like, "You good? Come
Hey,
back."
girl, you good? We're filming a show in there.
Not
You wanna
even
come?
full sentences. "You
Yeah.
good? Come
You
back?
up? Mhm.
Me monster? What? Frankenstein? What?"
So
Yeah.
you're not the one that loves Jovi. I think it's Amy Archer that loves Jovi. Of course she
No,
does.
I think Jovi's a dick, and I think he's immature and doesn't know anything about women. And I
Mhm.
don't know what Mama Gwen taught him, because Mama Gwen is usually horrified by her own son's behavior on these like tell-alls and things. But she needed to step in a long time ago. He's an idiot with women.
I'd be so interested to know if he ever in his life had a serious girlfriend or any relationship at all before he met her on
I
vacation.
think no, because they would have trained him better to
Mhm.
treat Yara better.
Mhm. So, the other 4 are talking about them as they leave, of course, and Lauren goes, "I don't know, maybe it's like an insecurity thing with him, but it does feel like he's jabbing at her." That's what she thinks. She feels like he's always
Yeah,
jabbing at her. So, Jara, Jovi and Yara come back in
couple
and
name. That's their
couple named
couple name.
Jara, and Andre goes, they're like, "Everything's fine, like, let's don't talk about it." And Andre goes, "You do say some stupid shit, man."
Mhm.
Um, and he goes, "I know." And they all agree they're not going to talk about it anymore. And the girls go, "Tomorrow, I think we should just do like a girls thing only. Like we'll just go do something together and shop. And the guys can go do something together." And Andre looks around like, "Great. Like
Mhm.
I don't want to go with them."
No.
So Andre says to Libby, "Let's go relax. You know what I mean? Relax. Let's go. Let's go have sex. Let's go." And Jovi goes, "Yeah, y'all go have fun relaxing. I'm gonna have a hard night." Well, it's your own fault, dude. It's your own fault.
This is why he loves strippers so much, because
Mhm,
they don't have emotions. They
mhm,
just shut up and dance for you, and you
mhm,
don't have to know what's going on in their head or heart at all.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I think that's a great point.
But you have a real woman here who has
Yeah.
emotion, not
In
the
the
illusion of a woman.
um in the talking head, Andre and Libby, Andre goes, "Yeah, Jovi feels insecure, and so he puts her down, and then who's the dick now?" And the two of them laugh. And that they're such like villains in their talking head together, and
Yes.
they just spur each other on with their nastiness.
They're like Flotsam and Jetsam for Little Mermaid. Just like they're just
It's
like they are. They're in their Disney villain era together, and they're loving. Maybe they always have been. I think they always have been, but her family was worse,
yeah.
and it overshadowed how bad they were.
Yes, I think that's right. That's right. So together in the room, Elizabeth and Andre are in the room, and Andre goes, "I don't even know what like he's thinking. Like she's in a different league than this guy, okay?" Which he's right.
They just
And
keep talking about how ugly Jovi is.
yes,
That's the concept of this episode. Jovi's
and
ugly, and that's why he's mean to Yara.
Elizabeth goes, "I don't know that they're a nice couple." And Andre goes, "Are you kidding me? Look at his face. Look at him." And he says, "He fucking won that woman by his money. If he didn't have any
Mhm.
money, they would not be together." She goes, "Oh, babe, don't say that in front of the cameras.
There's
The
cameras. We
cameras
agree to do
remember."
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, back in the hot tub, Jovi and Yara, and she goes, "Imagine if I brought up your deepest pain." And then I keep bringing it up all the time. And he goes, "Yeah, for that, like, I think you should just go to therapy."
I
Jovi,
mean,
you were so close to
you were so
"I love you, I'm sorry, you're beautiful." You were close. You were close.
that's it. Even what freaking last episode, Alexi told him, just say you're sorry.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
He goes, "Yeah, it sounds like a you problem. Sounds like you need to go to therapy." And she goes, "Jovi, I've been at therapy about this for 10 years." He goes, "I don't know what to do with you. You're going to argue with me no matter what, and I'm going to be wrong no matter what. Just victim, victim, victim. I'm a victim." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bar." And she goes, "Okay, good, good. You go to bar, have fun." And she goes, "This is why I don't want to move to Louisiana. If something happens there, who do I have over there? You?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, great excuse. Hold it against me. Yeah, yeah, yeah." But I mean, she's right. She doesn't have one friend in the world there, and something like this goes down, she's got nobody to talk to.
Yeah. She has Mama Gwen, who will always blame Jovi for the problems
Of
most
course.
of the time.
Yeah. She'd like to have somebody within 20 years of her own age,
Exactly.
you know? So, the talking head Yar goes, "Yeah, he apologized and we move on, but then it keeps getting brought up. And I thought the biggest issue on the trip would be Lauren and Elizabeth, but now it's me and Jovi." So in Andre and Libby's room, I think this is the next day, they're doing push-ups and she's sitting on top of him while he's doing push-ups. Like, babe, this is hot, babe. It's so hot.
Oh my God.
Alexi calls Lauren for toilet paper assistance. He's like, "I'm calling you from the bathroom."
That was funny.
There are 2 cameras in their rooms. There are 2 angles in each room.
I know,
They've
and
got
I'm trying to figure out, like, are they all really aware of the cameras, or is like the Alexia and Lauren thing, I think that's how they actually are.
Yeah,
This scene with the toilet paper.
yes. But the
Um,
doing push-ups in matching silk pajamas, I'm not sure.
no,
Mm-mm.
no. Babe, that's so hot.
"You're so
No,
hot,
that's
babe."
no, no.
Okay, so the guys are going snowmobiling, and this is the second time this week I've seen something about snowmobiling because on Love is Blind, that'll be out on Wednesday, everybody, there's a scene where they go snowmobiling. So,
Mhm.
snowmobiling, which sounds like my worst nightmare. It's cold, you're on a fast moving object, sounds terrible.
I would rather break my arm snow what is it called?
Mobiling?
Snowmobiling
Mhm.
than shopping with these bitches. I hate shopping, first of all,
Okay. Okay,
but
really?
I also don't really like sports. So maybe just catch me in the lobby with hot chocolate.
Could you sit outside with hot chocolate while they shop?
Yes. Oh,
And
yeah,
then
I would love that. Yes,
yeah,
if
yeah,
I
yeah.
could just and I don't mind walking outside too. So
Yeah,
if there's a bench outside, I'm the bench person, I'm the
okay,
husband.
okay.
Like, when my mom would drag me shopping, even as a teenager, I would find a bench,
Yes, yes,
sit down.
that's what
Didn't
Dave
even have a
does.
cell phone to
Yeah.
play with. I would just
Dave
sit there
loves when you
bored.
go in a store and sometimes they have, like, 4 wing chairs, like, facing each other, and
Yes.
Dave's like, "That's my spot."
Yeah.
Um,
I love when there's a Chase lounge of some sort.
oh, yeah,
I'm just
just get real
like, "I'll
comfy.
take a nap." Yeah.
Yeah. So the guys go, snowmobiling, and they're asking Jovi, "How's everything going?" He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "Yara woke up in a good mood, so I guess everything's fine. I didn't ask her or anything." Um, Andre is talking about his lips being dry. Alex shares his lip balm with Andre, which I thought was gross and nice at the same time.
Oh,
Um,
cute.
and Jovi then tells Andre he heard them having sex through the walls. He could hear Elizabeth making sex sounds through the wall. And Andre goes, "What do you want me to do? We're on vacation."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's traumatizing."
Yeah, I did,
So mm-mm. So the girls go to a nice store and they're talking about how much they love shopping. They're just smelling a million candles and they're talking about shopping can be better than sex. And then they start talking about fucking. And they're like, "Do you fuck? Because sometimes when you have kids, you just have to fuck." And I was like, "Okay." And Yara goes, "Yeah, but sometimes like I don't even want to because like I'm mad because like I don't want to have sex with him because I'm mad." And Lauren goes, "Yeah, for men, it's physical, and for women, it's mental. And I don't know why guys will never understand that."
Gino understands that.
Mm, yes. Yes. So Lauren says, everybody goes through ups and downs to Yara. Like, don't worry about it. Everybody goes through like bad spots and good spots. And Libby goes, "Yeah, like no marriage is perfect." And they tell Yara, like, "We're here for you if you're in a bad spot with Jovi, whatever." So Yara says, "I just feel like Jovi and I don't understand each other, and I have to figure out if I'm going to be able to accept Jovi for who he is." I say, if you got your green card, ditch him. That's what I say.
I say bounce. It's time
No,
to bounce.
it's time to
He
get
has
out of
not changed or emotionally matured in all the time that even having a child, none of
there.
it
Mm-mm,
did it for him.
mm-mm.
So,
She's right not to have another kid with him.
yeah, for sure. Also, if we just completely drop the Moldova storyline, like
Yeah, I guess we're
Elizabeth
not
and
going to.
Andre,
Yeah, that they're going to
they're just
move
perfect.
there.
Yeah, no,
Mhm,
he lost all that money. They're
mhm.
just gonna bang it out and they have a perfect marriage now, I guess.
Everything's
Yeah.
fine now. They're on vacation.
Yeah.
I love how they're just like, "Listen, we have all these problems, and he did lose $75,000, but we're on vacation, so we'll
Mhm.
just table it."
I do think they have a good sex life.
Oh, I do
That I
too.
will say, I think they have a very good sex life. And they
Mhm.
do seem to like each other. Like, unless she puts on a I don't know how to
No,
say
I
it.
think they think each other are hilarious.
I do think
Yeah.
they think each other are hilarious. That's yeah.
I have to tell you that I made a joke, earlier today to Dave, and I laughed so hard at my own joke, and he was like, "It really wasn't that funny." Um, we were talking about how our anniversary's coming up or something, and I was like, "No, we have to agree, like, we're not giving each other presents for our anniversary, like, we've, made a purchase of a home, like, that's our
Yes.
gift, don't
Yeah.
no, we're going, away for, like, 2 nights to a nice place." I go, "That's it, you have to promise no presents, we have to agree, da, 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 da." 'Cause sometimes we agree and then he buys a present and then I look like an asshole. So we're
Yeah.
talking about that, and I said, "Listen, the gift is you get to be with this." And I was like, "'Cause I am still hot." Now meanwhile, I was
Yeah.
wearing, like, a windbreaker, a sweatshirt, a hat, like, we had been outside on the beach and it's freezing, and, like, leggings, but, like, bare feet because my feet had gotten wet. I mean, I've never looked worse. And I started laughing so hard at myself, and he was like, "Are you okay?" I was, like, pounding my fist on the table laughing at how funny I thought I was. And he was like, "Are you gonna be alright over there?" I was like, "Look how hot this is." He's like, "All right, relax." Alright, so, okay, the girls go to lunch, and Yara goes, "Look, you guys were both so nervous about being around each other, but look how everyone is so happy." I was like, "Uh-oh, why'd you say that?"
Don't call no.
Yeah.
It's like
So Laura
Beetlejuice. You just don't
Yeah,
call attention
no
to it.
attention. So Lauren goes, "Honestly, Elizabeth, seeing you again, it hurts my heart. I considered you to be a best friend and really a best friend. And I just feel like I can't trust you anymore." And Elizabeth goes, what do you not trust about me exactly?
Oh my
And
god.
Lauren gives the whole thing. It's the whole, like you saying, Alex body shames me, and how, it's the Andre knowing about it. And, did Andre go through your phone and find 2 years of text messages? Basically, what she's saying is, I know that what I told you in confidence as a friend, you told Andre, which
Mhm.
which could happen. You could tell your spouse something, but then he brought it up to Alex, and that's where now I'm fucked?
Well, no, Elizabeth brought it up first at the party.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You body shame her. Yes, she has body dysmorphia because of you, like all this. Yeah.
And then you said he was abusive on national TV.
He's
Why is
verbally
everyone
abusive.
forgetting about that?
Mhm.
Like, she seems to have forgotten that part.
Right. Mhm. So, in the talking head, Lauren goes, "This is really fucked up. Elizabeth is acting like she did nothing wrong, and she won't admit that she told Andre this stuff. I don't know what to do here." So Elizabeth goes, "You know what I think tonight? You should just talk to Andre about it. Like, why don't you just bring it up with him? You just ask him why he found it on my phone. I don't know. Ask him." And Lauren goes, no." And Lauren goes, I really care about you." And Elizabeth goes, "I really care about you too, like more than you realize. And you thinking that I did something malicious really hurts me. You bailed on me. And if you were a best friend, you wouldn't bail that quickly." Ki-
What?
No, disagree with you, Elizabeth, completely. I think this is
Completely.
completely
What
her
you
fault.
did was unforgivable, I think.
I think so too. And in the talking head, Yara goes, "I'd rather have the same fight over and over with Jovi than have this stupid drama at lunch." Talking head Lauren goes, "Yeah, we're all going to a bar tonight, and she wants me to confront her husband about it. It doesn't add
No,
up. It doesn't make sense. It's a setup." And you're right. It's a setup.
it is. It's set up or the producers wanted to continue the storyline because your problem is not with Andre. Like, you're mad that he
Mm-mm.
knows
Yeah.
or that he snooped, but he was never your best friend. You don't even like him. So you're
Mm-mm.
not hurt by his behavior. You're hurt by Elizabeth's behavior. And she did
Remember.
apologize at lunch, although it was not sincere. So you just have to decide if you're going to let it go or not
Yeah, I
and
mean, I think
stop
you
bringing it up.
just continue to be friends, but you're not gonna be, like, talking on the phone, texting friends anymore. Like, you're not gonna tell
Exactly.
her anything. You gotta stick with
Yeah.
Noga. Stick with Noga.
Yeah.
That's your girl.
Stick with Noga. But Lauren's sensitive, so I don't think she can just fake it.
I know. I need to ask Jake and Matt if they can really remember from that party when we were all there with them together. If they can remember, because they were
Mhm.
around each other a lot, but I don't remember them, like, sticking together.
Right.
All right, let's finish up as we do. Jasmine, Matt, Gino.
Oh God. These assholes and a baby. 3 assholes and a baby. It's a sequel to one of my favorite movies from the late 80s. So Jasmine is crying after her call with Gino, and Matt says, "Calm down, mama." Ay.
Kimberly, now
thought
he's like doing it on purpose.
Right.
It's like now he's doing it over. And then last week we find out he's of Romanian culture. I was like, at least maybe he's got some Brazilian. No, he's Romanian. Because I love when Kim from Cray Cray was like, oh, I didn't know he spoke Spanish. I go, that's the point. He doesn't.
Yeah. No. That's why he's putting on this Ricky Ricardo persona. So she calls Michelle she in tears. And says, Gino is trying to get me deported. And Michelle's like, he might not mean it. And Michelle's like, you didn't scam him. Gino rejected you. And he's angry. And I get it. He's my cousin. I admit it. Like, I see both sides, but he is not admitting that he has a part in the dissolution of this marriage. She hates Gino. Yeah. And Jasmine says, I'm an immigrant and it's my word. If it's my word against his, then I'm at a disadvantage. True. And Jasmine says, and he did this crazy math and he says, I owe him $70,000 and I don't want to raise this baby in Panama where my other children are. I mean, without Matt.
Right. What's Matt's job? Could Matt move to Panama?
Yeah, I still thought he was a trainer, but I feel like you told me, and we have this conversation every week. I had thought he was a trainer, but you said he had some actual like big boy 9-to-5 job.
He has a big boy job. I don't know how successful he is, but I do think he has a real job. Yeah.
I mean, he thinks he's the golden boy of his family.
Well, he is. Yeah.
Which he said last week. And everyone will be disappointed that he got himself into this predicament. So Michelle says, okay, we need to talk to a lawyer. So Jasmine hangs up and she says, I miss my mother so much. My mother who has cancer and I never went to visit her even after I got my green card.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So Jasmine says, I haven't done anything wrong. I was brought to this country with empty promises and I trusted people I shouldn't have. And I was like, which people besides Gino, like the therapist at the last resort who told you not to do the open marriage? Who did you trust who you shouldn't have?
It's just the one. It's just the one person.
The one. So don't say people. Just say
and Uncle Marco.
Oh, but he didn't do anything.
Well, he's shit talking her now.
But she doesn't know that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I mean, she doesn't, right? Because unless Gino in that email said I was talking to Uncle Marco and he feels violated.
Right.
Isn't that the word he used?
Well, remember that cousin Dana and Uncle Marco were all posting on social media about Jasmine.
So maybe there's some of that too that we're not seeing. Yeah. So maybe Dana is included in that. Mishi's husband. So then we see this B-roll of somewhere being gassed, like a SWAT team just threw in a smoke bomb and it's going to knock us all out or make us all blind. Did you notice? And then it was B-roll, slow-mo, like someone's making meth or a place there's terrorist bombing. It was very dramatic. And
no, before they went to the lawyer, they showed this.
Yes, because Jasmine and Matt are at some freeze-dried ice cream place, and
I didn't see that beforehand. No, I just saw that she was like, "What do you do?" Yeah,
several shots of a kitchen and literally like smoke going off and like you're expecting to see like the outbreak monkey come in and like people in hazmat suits, and it was a lot. And so then they're eating this is it like freeze-dried ice cream? I'm assuming something like with like with dry ice or something.
Ice, yeah.
So Smoke, she's eating it. Smoke is coming out of her nose like the dragon, like we knew she was a Khaleesi.
Yeah.
We always knew it.
Yeah.
That was her house. So Matt has made an appointment with a lawyer, and Jasmine says, my brain is shrinking because of pregnancy. So I made a list of things I need to ask the lawyer. And Matt could not be more bored. At least I thought that until they actually go to the lawyers. And then he's even more bored.
Yeah. Right.
He's not pulling his weight on this show. You need to at least act interested if you're going to get a paycheck. Or a gift card to Kohl's.
And I wonder if he's getting paid. Or just she's getting paid.
Or if just she's getting paid. So he tells her that you need to ask when you can file for divorce. That's the most important question. And Jasmine says, well, I've had bigger things to worry about, Matt. And Matt says, Matt says to us, like, she wants me to be a clean slate in a relationship and have no baggage, but she won't even get a divorce. So that's not really fair. And I don't want to introduce her to my mom until she's divorced. A divorce takes time. How quickly do you think you can get a divorce?
The minute she realized she was pregnant, she should have filed for divorce. The minute.
Yeah. The minute.
And then she could have fudged on the numbers of how pregnant she was, etc. To be like, we got pregnant right after I filed. You know what I mean? Like, she played this all wrong.
Yeah. So you're going to be introducing your mom to Jasmine and the actual 2-year-old baby by the time she actually files for divorce.
Yeah.
So Jasmine's like, I'm busy. I'm pregnant. And I moved in with you like 10 months ago. So I haven't had time.
She's got that Gino thing. Like, and the weather's pretty. So I can't go inside and be on the computer.
Exactly. So Matt says, I got into an open relationship with her, but now I'm the only man taking on all the responsibilities. I mean, you kind of always were. Gino never was really doing anything except letting her stay under his roof. And now you are handling that. But you're also handling all the sex, all the emotional stuff, everything, which you were before. But Matt's like, I'm doing all the legwork now, and she should not be married to someone else.
Yes.
So then Jasmine almost calls Matt Gino. And then she's like, well, my brain is shrinking with the pregnancy. And I'm surprised Matt didn't go, you're going to call me Gino? I have hair. And I'm not wearing Depends. I'm surprised he didn't pull one of those jokes.
He's old.
He hasn't made one of those jokes in a few weeks. Have you noticed they've trailed off now? I think he's realizing Jasmine is no peach to be around. She used to be nice to him. And now he has sympathy for Gino, I think. Because he just doesn't see the shine on Jasmine's rose as much anymore. And I don't know what metaphor that was, but
the bloom of the rose, I think is what you're trying to say.
The bloom of the rose, has faded and the balloon has popped. So he's not dissing Gino every 5 seconds with childish insults. So they go to the lawyer. And I didn't feel good about the lawyer because of the size of the lobby couch and the fact that it was in a strip mall. But the lawyer seems very nice. But did you notice they could barely fit on that couch in the lobby? It was tiny.
It was tight.
Yeah. So Jasmine starts telling the story to the lawyer. Matt looks instantly bored. He is like this, like rolling out his neck and looking at the ceiling and yawning. I know you've heard this story before because you were there, Matt, but
well, he's perking up. He's going to perk up in just a minute.
He's going to perk up real soon. So the lawyer asks what her husband's name is, and Jasmine's like, Gino. Like, she's so caught off guard, she can barely say his name. And just at the pregnancy thing, she was like, Gino? My ex's name is Gino. We should name our baby Gino. And now she's like, I can't even say his name. So she says, she finally gets to the open marriage part. And that's when the lawyer perks up. She gets confused. She loses the plot. But then she's like, what? Okay. And then Jasmine says, and we agreed on Matt. And the lawyer's like, you agreed on Matt. And the baby is your... Okay. And then she's like, wow, this case is a lot more interesting than the paperwork I was doing earlier. So she's in. She's like all in now. So Jasmine is talking about what happens to the baby if she's deported. And Matt lets out this huge yawn, like a full on. no mouth covering, just nothing. Like, she's talking about your baby being deported. Pretend you're interested.
I don't think he grasped it at first.
He does
wasn't
not
paying
grasp
attention.
the seriousness.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the lawyer says, yeah, you could be deported. And if your baby's not born yet, then your baby is not a citizen. And if you're still legally married, in the state of Florida, Gino will be presumed to be the father. That gets Matt, because even though this whore of a baby is a girl and girls are worthless and no one wants a daughter, he still wants to be on the paperwork as the father.
This was crazy to me. This was a crazy legal loophole that somehow Gino could be considered the father just because they're married, even if they can legally prove the baby is not Gino's.
I thought it just happened on another show that we were watching, but it must have been another show I was watching somewhere else and not for this podcast. One of my leisure shows.
Yeah.
But I really thought it was, and I thought it was it was Poly Family, I think.
Right, but I didn't watch that show.
Yeah, but I
think
too
trashy even for me.
In their state also, which was not Florida, the husband is automatically considered the father. So if you have an affair or even agree to have a marriage with someone else, yeah,
but they're also acting like Gino is really going to want this baby. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to get my hands on a free baby. Like, I don't think so.
And then pay child support. As cheap as Gino is, he does not want to pay for a baby that's not his. He's the cheapest man alive.
Yeah.
So
totally.
Now Matt is finally paying attention, and he says, yeah, I didn't really take all this seriously because Gino is kind of all bark and no bite, but now it's kind of real, and I'm kind of understanding what's happening. He's so dumb. And so Jasmine's like, can I just not put a father on the birth certificate? And the lawyer says, great question, but Gino can still claim fatherly rights. He could go out of his way and claim paternity because you're married. So Matt says, what if she divorces him and marries me before the baby is born?
Sounds like a good plan.
She is crowning right now. Yeah. You do not have time to get an entire divorce and then get married. Are you kidding me? How dumb are you? How long do you think human babies gestate for? I think he thinks it's like 4 years, like a president. I think he's like a presidential term. Matt is so fucking dumb. That was the dumbest question. And the lawyer is like, no, she's like, I can tell from looking at your stomach. You do not have time.
Yeah. I mean,
why do you think you have time?
7 months pregnant. Don't have time. No.
You do
Gino
not
going to agree to Gino's going to agree to divorce in the next 2 weeks? Like, no.
Right. No, you're an idiot. So the lawyer's like, this is a very serious situation. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You need a plan. And the first step, you just have to end your marriage. But it's still not going to be in time. So you should have come
because he's not going to agree to a quickie divorce.
No. So Jasmine, and I don't know how long regular divorces take in Michigan. Like, it's different all over. Remember in India, Sumit said that it takes like 2 to 4 years or something.
In Virginia, you have to be legally separated for 1 year. You have to prove that you are legally separated. This is the day of separation. Legally, we agree. And then after 1 year, then you can file for divorce. So like every state's very different.
Every state is different.
You can do it like in like a week.
Yeah, you could probably just go to Vegas and just like kill Elvis, and then it's your divorce.
Oh,
it's finalized. I don't know how it happens. But that's crazy because even if you have to prove for a year, like they haven't even been separated for a year. I think it was only like right before she became pregnant. Maybe she moved in with Matt. We're not exactly sure of the timeline, but
or what's true.
Yeah, exactly. So Jasmine cries and says, well, my mom doesn't know anything about this and I don't want to expose the lies. My lies. Just say my lies. Like not the lies. Your lies. And Jasmine cries some more and the lawyer's like, we have tissues. I was not taught relationships, how to comfort someone. Tissues.
Yeah. Do you need tissues? They're over there in the corner.
Yeah. So then at home, Jasmine's grooming Coco, and she shaves his butt fur with a razor, like a pink lady chic, and then kisses his butt, which before this, I was on board with the dog relationship because that's how I was with my Maltese. That's how I am with all dogs. The kissing of the butt, and I think it was with his tail up. That's disgusting.
I don't know if she put her lips on his
We just heard
booty or she just kissed him like on the, on his back haunch.
You're right. Okay. Yeah. And a haunch is fine. You can bite that haunch. It's fine. It's like a chicken leg. It's fine.
And she was like scrubbing his little eye boogie area. I like that.
Oh too. Yeah. You gotta with the white dogs, you have to they make supplements for their water and their food, and they make wipes. It's like a little bit of a yeast infection that they get there. Yeah. And well, yes, do your dogs get that as well?
No, we just every morning it's like a scraping because they get the eye bugs, and then they like to eat them, and that's another thing.
Yeah. So Matt goes, yikes, which is the funniest thing Matt's ever said. Although I wish it had been I wish he had said yike, which was what Clayton's friend said, and it's become such a meme on Reddit, is that one girl going yike. Yeah. She doesn't speak English fluently, and she just goes yike. So she says, Jean, she goes, Coco, you're gonna get deported. Which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And sad. And then Matt says, I'm scared too, and it's gonna be a long fight, but we're gonna fight. We're gonna work on this. And this is like the most mature he's ever been in this conversation. And she says, what would you do if me and the unborn baby are deported? Would you bring us back, Matt? And he says, or she goes, because I like you a lot. And he says, Mama, I love you, and you are my family, and you take care of the people in your family. And he says, I'm going to step up, and I'm going to do whatever I can, and I'm going to spend more money and more time than Gino will in court. So, and I'm going to pull my hair out, whatever I have to do. And again, no joke about Gino being bald. He says, pull my hair out. He's being that serious that
he's
he
being
won't
serious.
Even make a bald joke.
I liked how he said, I'm going to spend more money than Gino, because we know Gino is cheap. And if it gets to be too expensive, he's not going to do it.
Exactly. That's the way to get Gino to back off. Totally. And then Matt kisses her stomach and talks to the baby. Ay, baby. And then she says, what would make me feel better is to hug my mother. Again, okay, that's our third mother mention in this episode. You have not mentioned her in years. And maybe you shouldn't have been lying to her for a year when she has cancer. Okay,
yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Or gone to visit her, maybe?
Gone to visit her.
Okay. Yeah.
Next time on Fashion Show.
Yeah.
Doing it big. Then after the fashion show, Georgie tells Darcy, I'm not really sure I want this relationship to work anymore.
Oh.
So what we should do.
Unless they offer us,
last resort
contract.
Jasmine calls to tell her mother all of her news. Not with Gino anymore. I moved out. I live with a guy named Matt. We're having a baby. I'm still married to Gino. Hi, Mom. How you doing? How's that cancer going? Oh, and how are my children? How are my children? Yeah. How are those other kids?
Johnny and Eduardo? No.
Brandon and Julia head out on their trip. They say, see you later, suckers. They don't say goodbye to the parents, which I'm sure that Betty and Ron are going to make a dramatic entrance at the airport. We had to say goodbye to our baby. We love you.
They're going to show up in Europe. They don't even, might not even have passports. Betty's going to have a fake mustache on. She stole somebody's passport.
And Elizabeth tells Yara, Lauren was really making some nasty comments about what you wear and what you look like. Elizabeth, girl.
I cannot. She's doing her job. She wanted to be the villain of the season.
Yep.
And she's getting it done. But
yeah. And Yara goes up to Lauren and says, Elizabeth told me that you said all this about me. She's like, No, I did not. Are you kidding? I mean, I think the only thing we've heard Lauren say is like, wow, like Yara can wear those outfits like they're really out there. They're
And
like,
that
she,
they're
and she
very
looks,
Miami.
and she very Miami, and she looks great.
Yeah.
She's like, I wouldn't wear that, but my God, she looks so good. I mean,
Yeah.
can I tell you what Lauren was wearing when we met her? Lauren was wearing 2 pieces of fabric held together from the armpit to below the knee with safety pins. So the entire
Oh,
the entire
an Elizabeth
side,
Hurley.
yes, but not Versace. And all of it was held together on the side. So the entire length of her body from her armpit down to below her knees was visible, the whole outline of the body. And it was like an outfit that like Sophie wore on the Last Resort. It was like an outfit that
Mhm.
Sophie wore. That's what she was wearing.
I mean,
That's something
good
that
for
Yara
her.
would wear. I mean, my
That's something
God,
you're yeah.
both of them could wear it. Do it.
Yeah, do it.
But don't be commenting on what somebody else is wearing. But also, I don't think what she said was so bad. I think Elizabeth
Unless
made
it's
it sound
not the
bad.
clips we've sent. We've seen her and Alexi talking about it and being
Right.
like, Yara in these outfits, she's a fashionista. She's very Miami. Like
Yeah.
it fits in perfectly in Miami. Like,
And
yeah.
I think Yara would agree with all that.
Yes.
So unless
Also, Yara, don't let yourself be a pawn in this like
Mhm.
twisted games of Flotsam and Jetsam over here. Like,
I agree. And I think that if maybe at the beginning of this episode next week, we see Lauren say something negative. I mean, we see
right.
Lauren say something negative about what Yara's
Yeah.
wearing, then maybe. But Elizabeth.
But Elizabeth still doesn't have to go tattle.
Not
Which
if
is
she's
kind
trying
of
to
what
get back in good
which
with
is
her.
which is what Yara did to Lauren.
True.
Poor Lauren.
True.
I mean, I do not agree with Lauren on a lot of things, but she has been at the brunt of all of this gossip this whole time.
Lauren's stress
You
level
called my
can't take
husband a
this.
dick.
Yeah.
You said I look dressed trashy.
This is stressful. This is a like
Very.
broke down TLC version of Housewives, and I don't like it.
Yes.
I don't like keep our people separate. We don't need to see them
Mhm.
together. I don't like it when they
Mhm.
fight at the reunions either. They don't really know each other.
Yeah. I agree.
God, I need to talk to Emily of Emily and Kobe about all of this.
Kobe!
Kobe!
They killed it. They're killing it on Pillow Talk.
Always. They're always killing
So
it on
funny.
Pillow Talk. Always.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that I'm looking outside and I see sunshine. Like, I cannot believe it. And of course, it's been pouring torrential rain here for 3 days, and we leave tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I was gonna just stay here for a week. I told Dave, like, I'll just stay here with the dogs for a week. Just come back and get me on Friday. But I've got too many appointments this week and things that I can't miss. One of them is my Botox appointment, and I'm getting my face lasered
No.
off. I can't miss that.
You know what? You owe it to all of us who have to watch video and to see it. I'm just kidding.
Just
See,
get that
that's
shit.
a mean thing that
Yes,
Elizabeth would say.
that's right. That's right.
No,
Get your
Mary
face
Payne
lasered
is
off. You need it.
gorge, natural, stunning. She doesn't need anything.
Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? All right, everybody. That's it. Make sure you're following Kimberly and Katie over on A Date with Dateline. It's a podcast. They cover Dateline. Recording Dateline, always watching it so I can listen to you guys cover it. And then sometimes if I miss it, I still listen to you guys cover it. And it's just like a little soothing story for me.
Oh, thank you.
I love it so much. And make sure you're following me over on the Instagram at Pink Shade Pod, and follow these girls too at Dateline. Make sure you're also following our friend Amy and also Keisha. Follow everybody. It's a nice thing to do. And give everybody a 5-star review.
Especially because I apparently owe Keisha a lot for making her watch this season.
Yeah, she's upset. She's upset. On Thursday, I've got Ace Fanning to talk Pop and Bravo. And of course, over on Pink Shade Prime, Kimberly and I are covering Seeking Sister Wife. Keisha and I are covering Love is Blind. This Love is Blind season of Denver is so freaking good.
My brother and his wife were just telling me about it and how amazing it was.
And they haven't even seen 10 and 11 will blow your mind. It comes out on Wednesday.
Wow.
Blow your mind. Those 2 episodes. It was like, doom. What else could happen? I was like, we had 6 couples, then we had 5, and now I won't say how many we have, but we're good. They're falling. They're falling like dominoes. These people just are. Things are happening. People are crying on the kitchen floor. It's just like so many things.
Like Brandon?
Yes. Drama. It's drama. All right, everybody. We will see you next week to continue with HEA. Bye.